Wow, that was something. Let's get this thumbnail off here and see not just my amazing mug, but also Darian's.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Okay,
Good to see y'all.
so I'm gonna start off with for a lot of you guys who are the normal viewers on here. Obviously, stuff's not as normal as usual. That is because we ran a marathon today,
Oh
and
yeah, let me get my medal really quick.
we're in an Airbnb or a Verbo or whatever.
Hey, let's go.
So yeah, and so I'm gonna be holding the mic. If it's not up to snuff, or if it's off on accident, then let me know. Lick that like button though. We got 250 watching, 31 likes. Real quick, let's get to a $5 super chat from O'Baby who says Wallace taking out Larson looked a lot like what Gregson did to Karam at Road America.
Yeah.
We will get to that in a bit, but yeah, that was egregious. But first off, let's get to what we're looking at. I'm going to read this off J-Ski. I don't have all of the names with them, so I might be wrong on a few of them, but let's just get these all out of the way here. Top 25 all finished on the lead lap in this race. First, of course, was Joey Logano. Then we had Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, and Denny Hamlin, the top five. Sixth was Tyler Reddick. Seventh was Martin Truex Jr. Eighth was Eric Jones. Ninth, AJ Allmendinger. And 10th was Austin Dillon. Noah Gragson with an 11th place run, pretty solid for him. The 4 of Kevin Harvick with a 12th was pretty good. Then a 13th for William Byron, 14th for Justin Haley, and I want to stop for a second. I think everything's looking real quick. We just got to pop up. Is everything looking good on your end? I know we have a bit of a delay, but I will get to something about Justin Haley once we make sure that's okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, just let us know really quick, chat. Again, we're in an unusual location.
Yeah, so I'm gonna unpin this message. Let's get a poll. I'm gonna have a poll set up, and we'll get to this as our first topic in a bit. I'm not gonna put it.
By the way, TNT Productions, the marathon was crazy. It was my first ever marathon, and I got done just in the nick of time to get a medal.
Yeah,
just
you beat the cap off by
3 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Thank you NRF18 for being a member for 14 months. This was Kyle Busch's best race in months. I agree.
Yeah, they said all good, by the way.
All right, cool. So Justin Haley in general hasn't been exactly remarkable, but he's been pretty solid the last 20 years, 10 or so races, something like that. I saw this. I knew he'd been good at mile and a halves, and I decided to put $30 on him. And because of how much of an underdog Justin Haley was, that $30 was it equated to 15,000 if he would have won. So I had a vested interest until about 15 to go.
Yeah, and dude, it was all he needed was like a few more cautions within those final laps, and he had the clean air, and he had amazing restart. So just a little luck would have gotten you that, but it's all good.
Yeah, it happens. It was a long shot. I didn't lose much money on it. I like this. Hey, Jarrett, another Chase Briscoe top 5. Still a pretender? Yeah, he sucked all year in Nothing. Like, he could win the last 3 races of the year, and I would still say he's not a deserving champion.
No, yeah, hey, but you know what? I want to see him shock the world, though. And that'd be funny if he won the championship. It would just expose the system so bad.
Before we get to the rest of the finishing order, which, by the way, I'm holding the mic. So, it blends into my shirt a little bit. But let's get to these 2 super chats from John Vandeventer for $1.99. Says, better than the spring race or not as good? I thought it was better. Minus the egregious incident we'll talk about in a minute. And then Alex Luft for 5. As a Joey fan, I'm pleasantly surprised he passed Ross cleanly. Way to go, Joey. Or Logano.
Finish, though.
And then 670 package win. Welcome back to the chat. Weekly Larson fan post. Don't hit me up right now. Yeah, I don't blame
you. Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute. Gerald, hey Jarrett, do you want Elliott for the championship? For legitimacy, yes. To ruin the system, no, because he is the most deserving driver this year, and if someone like a winless Ryan Blaney manages to get the championship, well, yeah, that's going to be...
Blaney has to have some luck, and today proved he doesn't really have any.
Homestead's next, so he could have a good race, and a lot of people could have problems. But looking at the rest of the field, 15th was Christopher Buescher, 16th was the 99 of Suarez, 17th, Brad Keselowski. The Rams got a touchdown for Darian, so that's nice. Then 18th, Eric Amarola. We'll get to that for a moment in a moment, super chat wise. Then 19th, Michael McDowell. 20th, Cole Custer. 21st, Chase Elliott with another very just milk toast, milk warm, lukewarm, whatever, just mid run.
Was he even in the top 10 all day? I
Maybe
swear
at
I didn't
some
see him.
points, but he wasn't there because of like all speed, and if he was, he fell
very
back.
surprising.
Which it really is. Then in 22nd, we have Ty Gibbs. 23rd, we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 24th, Corey LaJoy. And 25th, final on the lead lap is Todd Gilliland. I'm going to move around because I'm going to be real. We don't have a chair. We have no chairs.
And we're pretty sore.
Yeah, we're very sore. Then you got the lappers. You got Harrison Burton -1. Was Cody Ware was in the race today or no?
I believe he was in the race.
Yeah, so he was 27th -3. Again, I did not take notes this time, so I apologize, Chad. Then you got Ryan Blaney -7, -8 for Cindric, McLeod -11 and 30th, JG Yaley 31st -14. Then Castle 32nd. I don't know if he was out or not. You have -21 for him, -30 for Ty Dillon. Then the last three we know for sure were out. Bell, Larson, and Bubba. And then before we get to that, let's go and look at what we're looking at right now. We have Joey Logano locked into the next round.
Getting another championship.
Then +18 for Ross Chastain, +17 for Chase Elliott, and +6 for Denny Hamlin. Obviously -6 for William Byron. -9 for Chase Briscoe. Only -11 for Blaney, so honestly, it doesn't really need to be that much.
It's not that bad, yeah. But poor Chris Buescher.
Yeah,
Christopher Bell. Excuse me. Yeah, poor guy.
But yeah, and a few super chats here. Isaac, thank you for the 2. As a Blaney fan, all I know is pain. -11 is not insurmountable.
He has bad luck without a doubt. But yeah, I mean -11. That's not as bad as I thought.
And he's pretty good at Homestead.
Yeah.
So. Oh baby, the end of an era happened today. Kurt Busch, the last active full-time driver to race against Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah.
And then Crash the Hedgehog 91. Thank you for the 5 as well. I think this was the right amount of chaos. Good race overall. Good racing. Had a fun finish. But I'm curious how NASCAR will react to the quote-unquote incident.
Yeah.
We'll get to the incident right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this as we go into it. Should Bubba Wallace be suspended? And that is going to be in the chat right now.
Yeah.
We're going to see where this goes. Coming off of turn 4, Larson makes a 3-wide move. Very aggressive move early on. And I get Bubba being upset about that. Larson and Bubba get together. Bubba gets smacked into the wall. And Bubba right rear hooks Kyle Larson into the wall, into Christopher Bell, who got taken out as an innocent bystander, and then proceeds to try fighting Larson, to which Larson takes the high road. It's nothing asking. Most shocking part of the race, it's this. Definitely, it is this.
Yeah. And then the interview, oh gosh, he doubled down on the interview.
What did he say in the interview?
He basically said, like, he doesn't lift. And, you know, some people were implying that, like, oh, well, maybe his steering wheel broke. Well, if your steering wheel broke, why didn't he lift then? So I don't believe that. I don't buy that one bit.
Telemetry shows you.
Yeah, he was going full throttle into him, you know. And I'll start off here, too. You know, Bubba Wallace, he's proven this year that, you know, I've always considered him to be a good driver. And he's proven this year. He has the results. Yeah, he has the, the Cup Series results to back it up this year, you know. But yeah, this set him back a ton with even his own fan base. I was taken aback by that. Like, some of his biggest fans, like some of y'all know, Justin Champagne on Twitter was even calling him out too. Because I mean, like, you know, it's one thing, you know, to get payback on a certain driver or whatever, but right hooking somebody, especially on a 1.5-mile track.
With how dangerous this car is.
Because Larson hit driver's side. And then, not only that, taking out a fellow Toyota driver, too.
A championship contending Toyota. The best Toyota, honestly, this season.
So, yeah, Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin are not going to be happy about that. But then...
The camera's moving.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Might have to make sure we don't hit the bed. We literally are propped on a bed, and we're just, like, crouched on a floor.
I won't touch the bed, but
So
yeah,
it's a pretty ghetto setup.
but yeah, no, a horrible look for him and a horrible look for 23XI as well. I guarantee you, Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin are not going to appreciate that one.
Well, yeah, and there's no reason they should. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like Noah puts in here. Bubba is always a great guy to talk to. Today was just unacceptable,
Yeah.
really disappointing. I agree. I
Right,
saw Blue
100%.
Jimmy talk about how his interview was classless, and the interview, the part that got me the most, and the part that pissed me off, is when they asked him about Christopher Bell, and he said it's sports.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
he
that is,
completely-
dude, that made it even worse too. I
Like-
was like, oh, dude,
like-
that.
I mean, if you want to be brutally honest with this right now, and you can look at Bubba and be like, dude, you've had great moments, but you're a driver who through your career has run 17th to 27th.
Yeah.
You have no way possible to justify blowing off, ruining a fellow manufacturer, basically a teammate's
Well,
championship run.
It really doesn't matter what performance you have, too. If you're not in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, or, I mean, even if he was in the playoffs, that's still unacceptable. And then
Yeah.
the dumbest part to me about this was, okay, Larson, look, he has every right to be mad at Larson. Larson did rough him up in the wall, but your race wasn't over, dude.
No.
It wasn't over. You know, like, yeah, he might not have had a race-winning car anymore, but, I mean, he still could have at least finished in the top 10. That's the same car. And by the way,
Kyle Busch
Yeah.
got spun and came back, and
Yeah.
if those two in front get together, he wins the race.
And I also just thought about this too. That's the exact same car that won at Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
So now
You
you
jumped
can't
it.
really. Yeah, you jumped your best car.
If I'm Booty Barker, if I'm
Oh.
Michael Jordan, I'm taking him like by the collar and being like, "You idiot!
Ugh.
Like, what
Oh,
are you doing?"
And let's not forget too, push the. I don't know if it was a NASCAR official or a safety worker. He
Either
basically
way,
shoved him off,
don't
yeah.
put hands on. I mean, like if you're looking at the NFL, for instance, if you know, because people want to look at that, and in other sports, if you put your hands on officials or safety
Oh, they
people,
eject you.
Yeah, you were
It doesn't
ejected.
matter. It doesn't matter. Like even if it's by accident, they're like, nope, you're gone. But I'll say this about Bubba Wallace really quick. I have said this for years. I have been saying this since 2018. I've always considered him a good driver. The main reason he'll never be a great driver, he can't control his emotions.
Oh God, I had people left and right earlier in the year when he was like doing that like this, and I was like, dude, stop letting your emotions take over. People left and right tell me, you know what we were talking about. And I'm like, no, trust me, this is going to bite him in the ass
Yeah.
and make him look horrible.
Now, I personally didn't see a problem with the whole, thing. It's just, you just won a race, you had fun.
Well, again, for me, that one was just more like,
Yeah,
dude,
but no.
you just want to race while you're focusing on people
Yeah.
that don't like you.
But no, this is way worse.
Yes.
This is by far worse, man. But again, this is his emotions are what are gonna hold him back. I mean, say what you will about Kyle Busch, like yeah, he gets frustrated on the radio and stuff in the moments, but he doesn't like ruin his race,
No.
on his own. Like Bubba literally ruined his best car and potentially his last best shot at winning this season.
Yeah.
So, and we talk about the aggressiveness of these drivers and stuff. Now, some of his defenders, the very few defenders, were like, "Well, we've seen all this aggression all year and stuff." I'm like, "Well,"
And we've been calling it out all year.
Yeah, we call it out all the time. It's still not okay. And then this is the even worse part too. On the same weekend, the former driver of the 45, Kurt Busch, retires because of concussions. The current driver of the 45 nearly
He's pulling this shit.
basically pulls this. So it's not a good look overall, and it's gonna be interesting to see how NASCAR reacts to this.
Tez Canine in there, Texas 2011. This is on the level of what Kyle Busch did.
Yeah, well, honestly, too, it's somewhat worse. Then you can make the argument it's somewhat worse.
I mean,
too.
it's very similar. You
Yeah.
take somebody out, you're getting back on. You take a championship contender out.
But Kyle Busch didn't do this on the biggest stage, though. I mean, that was
Yeah.
the Truck Series too. So that's why I'm like, ooh, I'm a little tempted
yeah.
to put this incident over that.
Let's look at what some of the super chats have said. I've seen some flow in. So Rosh Crash Stain for 5. He says, "This is a rough race for me. My 3 favorite drivers not in the race: Bowman, passed at the end by Logano, Ross, and we saw Larson.
Yeah.
Oh baby for 5, Wallace. Where is it at? There's been a lot of super chats. Wallace even told the person doing the interview, stop fishing for stuff.
Yeah, I did. Now, even the reporter too, Marty Snyder, was like, "Well, we're not fishing. Like, you literally, it looked like you wrecked him on the thing.
You right rear hooked the dude. That's not fishing.
That's not fishing. That's just stating facts.
Well, and it's Marty. It's his job.
Yeah.
It's his job to ask about that. King_Sebastian, thanks for the 10. Says Larson never touched Bubba. The excuses need to stop. He still got loose, but Bubba was beyond ridiculous.
Wait.
He looks like a clown with all of the safety issues. Yeah, I will say, if you thought we were defending him for that, no. I mean, even Larson, I would say I kind of take issue with the fact that Larson.
Oh no,
didn't
just
go
one moment.
over,
Wait, is he saying Larson never touched him on the track, or
they got? I mean, I don't.
I mean, he roughed him up a little. I mean, he forced him up. Though,
yeah, they got into each other.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly like
he got in the wall. Yeah,
it wasn't egregious, and that's the thing is that, with all of the great merit that Bubba has in his career and the great moments and the speed that he shows, and the fact that if this 23 team, because this is still a 23 team, if this 23 team can actually put a full season together, with this format, they're championship contenders.
Yeah.
Because they're good at the mile and a halves.
And super speedways, of course. He's always
top 10s at road courses at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Super speedways, and that first round, as long as you're not a complete moron, you're gonna be all right.
Hey, look, Chase Briscoe, he's proven that too. You just got to survive in advance in this thing too. But
that's all you got. I mean, Ryan Newman, 2014, grant not the same exact system, but still survive in advance. Let's see. R.I.P. California. Thanks for the 5. Gutted for Bell. Bubba trashing his already not great reputation after starting to gain some support again. Nice job to you guys on the marathon. Thank you.
It's gold fashion. This is a nice medal.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, that's right.
Get a medal.
Gotta do it.
Because that's the thing is, Bubba is a polarizing driver, and polarizing drivers go, even if they're not necessarily hated by everyone, go to be hated by everyone by doing things like this. I mean, look at stuff Kyle Busch did.
But they're also great for the sport to an extent too, because it's like they bring a lot of conversation.
It's great for the sport, and there's
but
gonna be conversation.
Not this though. This was a bad day.
I mean,
for Bubba Wallace.
It was the lowest of lows so far. We got Derek Cope for $4.99 in the chat. Denny, MJ, I'm available to drive the 45. If Bubba gets suspended, I'll be reaching out tomorrow. maybe the chat will pick him again.
But really quick, let's get to that, because I don't think... Do you think Bubba Wallace should get suspended? And for how long? The whole rest of the season?
I mean, if we look at precedent...
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
If we look at precedent, it could be 1 to 2.
Well, and also, too, remember, Matt Kenseth...
Jeff Gordon did this, and
didn't get suspended.
Happened.
But then
Granted, he's Jeff Gordon. He's going to get favored.
But then also, NASCAR. Too, Matt Kenseth, obviously from Martinsville 2015. You were there, too, on your birthday, too. That was an awesome race to be at. Yeah, the crowd went wild, too.
We were bloodthirsty, apparently. They were bloodthirsty.
But look, Kenseth got suspended for 3 straight races immediately after, too. So if we're going to base it off of that... Then I agree. A 2-race suspension I think is fair. Based on the past. But knowing NASCAR, knowing NASCAR this year though, and oh gosh, I can just see it right now. Bubba Wallace has been fined $150,000 and docked 40 drivers' points. Will continue to race. Yeah. That is
and we've seen it with Jeff Gordon. I guarantee if Dale Jr. did it, we would see it with him. Drivers who are in like those top 3 or 4 most popular guys get away with stuff that other drivers can't. And whether you love or hate Bubba Wallace, the dude moves the needle. Like, so NASCAR, and plus, you already know there's going to be a rabid monster wave of Twitter warriors and everyone else who immediately is going to jump on NASCAR if they give him any just penalty.
Yeah, but
I mean, I got it today.
Danny got it today too.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Guys, like you can't defend wrongdoing when it happens. Like you have to call it out, no matter who it is and stuff. Like I mean, us for example, if I do something wrong, Jared will tell me personally, hey, stop it, or and vice versa stuff too. It doesn't matter who it is too. Like if you see wrongdoing happen, you need to call it out no matter what. Let's be fair about this too. Because, all right, let's be fair about this too. These same people defending Bubba, let's say the roles are, reversed here. Let's say Larson, ends up, taking him out on purpose and stuff, and then, tries pushing him and stuff. There would be no defenders based on, some other things in the past. There would be no defenders at all. Yeah, just stay off of iRacing, by the way. But yeah, there would be no defenders.
Hey, your mic's on, bro.
Yeah.
You're speaking to everyone, man.
Yeah, but there would be no defenders at all in that situation. So look, again, I know, some of y'all support Bubba Wallace, a lot, but come on, let's be fair though. But I do like though that even his die-hard fans are saying like, yeah, this is absolutely embarrassing.
More power to him because I know as a junior fan, granted I was like 8.
Yeah, we would. Yeah,
But I've defended Junior for some pretty stupid things I wouldn't defend other drivers for. So I gotta say, more credit to those fans. That is,
you're a lot better than us.
That's mature as hell.
A lot better than us.
Let's get some of these super chats out of the way. While I'm thinking about it. Blue Jimmy 48 fan for the 2. Moral of the story: don't bring DA 17 to a race.
Wait, what is DA 17? Can you elaborate on that?
We're probably noobs on here.
Yeah, can you elaborate on that in the chat more?
Alex saying for the 2, it'll take a while for Bubba Wallace's popularity to recover. I don't think so.
Well, he wasn't the most popular driver out.
But still, anyway. I mean, give it an off season, no one will think about it.
Yeah.
Beast of Metal 1989, thanks for the 10. I know there's many headlines from today as well as the preceding week, but the JRM news may be far more important for the future of NASCAR itself than anyone realizes, for all the worst reasons. We will talk about that on Wednesday.
Didn't you make a video about that?
Yes, I did. Among every other thing under the sun. We'll be on Darian's channel this week.
He meant Devontae Adams.
Oh, Devontae
That's
Adams.
Right. Yeah, dude, that post did not age well at all.
So we'll be on Darian's channel Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Fly guy. Darren wrecked me in iRacing at Vegas. I didn't want to fight him. I did. I got into him. Hey, that was a good save though, Fly guy. What's up?
Well, Fly guy's wild on Instagram.
Oh yeah, Fly guy. I showed him your Instagram story. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
You wild, bro. Nap Racing fan 927 for 2. Chances of all 4 JRM drivers making the final 4. If Sam can get some more top 5 speed, it's very high. But for now, I don't know.
You know, it's a good thing when you're considered the worst driver on a team, but you still get top 10s. You are?
Yeah, I'm just marathon running.
Yeah, it's possible.
But yeah, we'll talk about a lot of stuff on Darian's channel this week. Be sure to click that like button, by the way, and I'm going to close the poll. 79% of you think he should be suspended. So let's go to some other topics from today, seeing how that was not the only thing that happened. There was some great racing today. Restarts especially, but we saw passing through the runs. We saw tire wear matter, and not in the sense of Texas.
Yeah, and most importantly, passes for the lead, because Vegas is one of those clean air tracks, and I mean I know the spring race was good and very chaotic at times, but after stage 1, I thought, oh, this is going to be a very tame Vegas race. I mean,
nope.
You had the other stuff or whatever, but yeah, for the most part today, amazing racing. You can use all 3 lanes. Hell, even on the final restart, Chastain was taking it 3 wide. He takes the lead, on much older tires, but yeah, overall, would you say this is the best? Today's Vegas race was the best in the track's history. It's certainly in my top 5.
It's up there.
It's in my top 5.
I mean, I think 2008 was better. That first COT race was amazing there. 2009 was actually pretty. Honestly, the COT race pretty damn well there.
Yeah.
Let's see. NASCAR wanted to suspend Cole Custer. Yeah, that's right. NASCAR wanted to suspend Cole Custer for slowing down at the Roval. Not a great thing. I don't like team orders and all that BS, but that if they don't suspend Bubba Wallace for this
is gonna be an hour.
We're gonna have a field day on Wednesday.
Oh gosh.
Let me pull up. I want to see. We're not gonna say anything about the results, but I want to see how the poll is doing.
And thank you to Napa Racing Fan for keeping posting the NFL scores. Yeah, my Rams are barely beating the Panthers. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
Hold on a second.
What? Oh, he's looking up something right now, but
I'm just I saw something.
Oh, and also, yes, JFB, today is the 11th anniversary of Dan Weldon's passing.
Oh, I didn't realize, I didn't read the second half of the whole the Stewart Haas racing thing.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I didn't realize Harvick's probably going to retire next year.
Basically hinted at that. Yeah.
I just saw the David Land video, but that's another thing we'll talk about on Wednesday.
We got so many. We got so much. Let's not go nearly 3 hours next time.
No. Wesley, thank you for the 10. I feel like I'm a unicorn in this because I'm a big Hendrick team fan, but seeing Bubba getting animated and aggressive was fun to watch. Need that drama and pulling eyes to the sport. I think you need it to a level, and that's where we're at.
That crossed the line today, especially with all the driver safety coming into question. Yeah, it's not a good look.
Freddie says for 5, and Freddie Martinez for 5 says, and here I thought that it was going to be Chastain or Hamlin that were possibly going to have to be the ones wrecking each other in this round.
Speaking of that too, Jim Utter, that was the funniest story. He's like, well, you guys liked it when the 11 and the 1 did that. I'm like, come on, man.
I thought that was pretty.
That's pretty tame compared to this.
Well, that, and then, I mean, you had 50-50 NASCAR fans.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, funny thing. Jim Utter has like all of us in the podcast blocked except he follows Darian.
Yeah, he follows me above. He must like my spicy takes, I guess.
Thank you, Alex, for the 2. By the way, that Valvoline number 6 was sharp. Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, no, they found that. They found
beautiful.
that in some warehouse or whatever, and they were able to restore it. So yeah.
And I see Irvin talking about it, and everyone, rest in peace, Dan Weldon. This, was the track, was the day, the day, and God, that makes I'll be real. I know that doesn't really like add anything 1-to-1 ratio on it, but it does kind of make the Bubba Wallace deal.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
man.
of all the stuff too. And look, we're not harping on him just to harp on him. I mean, he's giving us a reason today.
Well, we should probably get.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on.
We talked about the racing itself. Now Justin Haley up there towards the end. I talked about it earlier. We don't have to talk too much more about it. But he stayed up there and he raced pretty hard. Now, granted, he fell back afterwards because there was no clean air on his car. But the fight that he showed today and how well he's been doing, I'll ask you this: playoff berth, even out just off of points.
Oh yeah,
you think that's realistic next
year?
I
have colleague racing personally as like my team for 2023 to take the next step. You have, first of all, the atmosphere in that team, the environment, is so positive. It seems like a lot of drivers want to race there now. I mean, Chandler Smith, for example, he's going to drive there in the Xfinity Series in 2023, and he could have driven for Joe Gibbs Racing in the same series, but instead he opted for this team. And I feel like one of those reasons is that, it's such an awesome team atmosphere over there. So as far as the Cup Series side of things, today, just on 2 tires alone, he's able to stay up in front for a really long time, longer than I expected initially. And then towards the end of the race, you had AJ Allmendinger running inside the top 5. He's starting to become a driver that's starting to run well everywhere.
So I'm asking the chat now, does Justin Haley make the 2023 playoffs?
I personally say yes.
I think he does.
Yeah, and I say on a win. I say at least one win somewhere.
I think he could.
I'll go as far as that, yeah. Whether it's a super... it could be easily a super speedway, or maybe another range-shortened super speedway. Don't pit, man. Don't pit. But yeah, no. And honestly, you can make the argument, perhaps both cars make the playoffs next year.
You could. You really could, especially with how good AJ's been at the road courses, having full focus on Cup instead of just doubling. Could be really good. Gerald, Michael Marutz on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We've done that before. We'll probably have him on again next year.
For sure.
At some point. By the way, February 1st, I think we have confirmed, is when it comes back.
Yes, sir.
My channel. It's going to be fun. But I'm surprised. The chat is pretty much 50-50, but they're leaning no. 53%.
Might prove y'all wrong next year.
I would like him to. He's good personality. Elite Precision 29, thank you for the 10. I think Kurt is the perfect mentor for Bubba Wallace because he himself was once a hothead back in the day, but eventually cleaned himself up. Hopefully he gives Bubba some words of wisdom. I think we talked about that, and that's a good point.
Yeah, when you compare, certain aspects of, Cup Series careers, Kurt Busch, he had to work through some personal issues and stuff, and, just the way he deals with his team, the way he deals with the media and stuff. Now he's like one of the most liked drivers ever. Too. It's a shame though that he has to have his career cut short because of this car. Unfortunately,
are Andrew Meyer and Marky Mark the same person? Look at their super chats.
I think so. Yeah,
They both said, as a Blaney fan, all I know is pain and suffering. Yeah, Blaney with that flat tire at the end there too. Blaney probably would have won this race if it goes green all the way.
But for the podcast picks though, chat, you almost got one on us. You were this close, but no cigar.
Me and Eric got Denny Hamlin, so all of a sudden now I might start popping my way up.
Hey, Eric's coming. Yeah.
Eric's gonna make up some points this week.
And I'm for sure in the basement again. I'm for sure in the basement this week again.
Yeah, I think so. So then we got that. We got the Justin Haley deal. Why don't we talk about that final fight between Ross Chastain and Joey Logano with Chase Briscoe and Kyle Busch lurking in the background?
Look, towards the end of the race, you just knew, and I called it immediately. I'm like, yep, not Briscoe, excuse me. Chastain's going to block, and then proceeds to block, But hey, he held his own for a while there on much older tires, too. I believe Logano had roughly around 15 lap older tires around there. But yeah, no, he was able to keep it entertaining. he's got to do what he's got to do, man. I mean, first off, we all know that's the way he races. That's the way he rolls, man. That's just who he is, for better and for worse sometimes. But secondly, too, I mean, it's the champion. We're in the round of 8. You know, if you win, you advance automatically.
Didn't I say with 100 to go? I'm like, we're not gonna have this great ass race just so we can watch a Joey Logano win.
And we got a Joey Logano win. Look, man, it's just Vegas is his playground, man. Whether it's Pennzoil sponsoring it, which the track, they love that, by the way, when the sponsor wins. You know, who's sponsoring the race, or when South Point's sponsoring. So,
which South Point has now said they're gonna sign on an extension for the fall race.
Yeah, no, that's smart. Yeah, no, Vegas, and then
Vegas only have one date.
Yeah.
Look at the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Look at the TV ratings.
And the crowd for yesterday's Xfinity race was not good. Even with taking out all those seats, so it's not good.
Let's see if they've had any updates on Twitter so far.
EDC is the only thing that sells that at LVMS nowadays.
I'm seeing if anything has been updated for the most part.
See, Junior said something.
Oh, yeah, Junior. So, it was funny. When we were watching the race, we had all of us here. Danny B was here. You know, my parents, Darian's mom, all these people. And I kept saying drivers' names wrong and different things wrong. And then Junior started, and I'm like, man, I'm just like my favorite driver. Mark, thank you for the 2. So, Kyle Busch loses his crew chief for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
he'll never have to work with them again.
Yeah. With that tire coming off, and if it's a 4-race suspension, that means Ty Gibbs, if he's racing in the 18, wouldn't have his crew chief in the 500.
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Maybe they might extend that to just be the Clash, though.
Yeah. No, in NASCAR,
they'll probably they won't want to penalize a guy who didn't do something wrong.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs. Well, Kyle Busch didn't do it, but you know what I mean. We'll talk about the Hailie Deegan debut, and honestly, the very impressive debut she had. We'll talk about that on Wednesday.
And also proves that the trucks might not be the best place for driver development.
Yeah, don't get a feud started with the trucks.
No, I know. Yeah, I already did that with Arca.
Where did I say? Oh yeah, Sharank 24-4. Hashtag NASCAR playoffs was actually the number 2 trend in America on Twitter earlier, and it was like. The ones that were the same were like Bubba, Larson, suspended.
Those 3 keywords.
Let's see what else we got. I'm looking in the chat. I'm sure. Again, I usually take notes, but it's been such a wacky day in every way with the marathon, with everything like that. Which, by the way, if Danny B is listening, thank you, and thank you, Claudia, for coming to the marathon.
Yeah, and also filming us too. And Danny was funny. He's doing those little post-race interviews with us and stuff too. That was cool.
Well, it's funny because I even said when we were leaving, I'm probably gonna stream today, and Danny is like, "Yep, I knew you were going."
Yeah, of course, man.
Ain't no rest for the wicked. William Byron did have a really good save during the race too.
It got into Blaney. Well, Blaney, if you know the two's relationship and stuff, it's kind of funny.
Puts one person between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
We should talk a little bit more about this since I'm not going to go in depth about the Bubba stuff over and over again, but I am upset for Christopher Bell.
That was my race pick too, and we all know
It's a fan of the show. Pick.
Yeah, we all know a fan of the show too, and his dad, David Bell, was not the happiest neither. I saw I'll show you afterwards. There was a certain Discord post. He just clearly was not happy at all. In our Discord.
Real quick, Will England, the ratings might be on track if NASCAR's trending on Twitter. I wouldn't go that far yet.
Yeah.
Twitter is not real life.
No, don't, dude. Take Twitter with a grain of salt.
Nothing here says, question for Darian. How did you not die doing your first marathon?
See, that's a good question. I was like, dude, there were certain point here. I'll run you through my race, and you'll laugh at this. So, we get started. He gets, way out there, because he's done it before. So I'm like, oh, yeah, let him do his thing. And around mile 9, mile 10, I'm thinking I'm keeping a decent pace here. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, once we get to mile 11, I see this group walk by because for certain marathons you have certain time groups and stuff.
Yeah, you have.
Or is that for every marathon?
Every marathon has it where you have a pace sign.
Yeah, so basically this pace sign that says 4 hours 30 minutes past me, and I'm like, Oh my gosh! I didn't realize I was going this fast.
And you were just like wanting to finish.
Yeah, and I was like,
6-hour cutoff.
Oh, so dude, like towards the end, oh my goodness, I mean, obviously I had to switch off. Sometimes I would jog, sometimes I would really run and stuff. And hey, I did the perfect amount because I had 3 minutes to spare. So look, for everyone in the chat, you will probably laugh at this, but I would suggest that everyone in their lifetime should run at least one marathon. It was such a it was a crazy experience, man. Because like, dude, mentally, I was so happy at first, and I was like, why am I doing this, man? Why am I doing this?
Yeah,
I'm never going to finish.
You will always have that thought go through your head of, why the F did I do
why
this?
am I here, man? And I was like, man, I just... But nah, I had to finish, bro. I had to finish.
Looking through some of these other things here, I see, there's different people, like, I agree, to just Gibbs has immature moments. Yeah, seems like a lot of people have immature moments.
Yeah.
The 5 car may have cost Bell a chance for the championship. I think it's more than 45.
Okay. I ain't gonna reply to that.
Isaac here for 5 says, I said if Logano wins the title, it'll be the worst season of NASCAR. I apologize. I despise Logano. I really hope the other 3 drivers beat him at Phoenix.
Oh, dang. Well, I mean, in my opinion, if Briscoe wins, which is 8 top 10s... Dude, he could potentially win the championship with less than 10 top 10s all season.
But he's good when it matters.
Hey, we did the playoffs. Wait, remember 2007 Patriots? 2007 Patriots.
God, I just... looking at some of the other stuff, what Discord did David Bell post in?
Should I say? Well, it was the NR Night in America Discord. Basically, IDK's Discord. He's a big fan of his.
With the way Elliott has been running, he doesn't deserve to go to the championship for now.
Whoa, because of one bad race?
Well, he has had pretty mediocre playoffs, but overall he's been way better than everybody this year. He has more wins, more top 5s, more top 10s, better average finish, more laps led.
Hey, I'm sorry, I gotta call some of these fans out really quick. Not you personally, but I have to call some of you fans out. I mean, don't y'all want the regular season to matter somewhat? I mean, he's got this huge, cushion for a reason, because in the regular season, he won the regular season championship. So, look, I despise the playoffs as much as, any other NASCAR fan, but, I mean, at least with this format, too, the regular season isn't totally disregarded, So, I mean, hey, he built up a cushion, and, again, it's playoffs, so we might be saving the best for last.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It's funny as I'm saying all this stuff, and people will still think I hate Chase Elliott.
Oh, yeah, Chase Elliott.
That's the funniest damn part of this.
Guys, we don't hate anybody. We just troll y'all because it's so easy to troll NASCAR fans, y'all. Take a job.
This was Elliott's worst playoff race yet. They're running 20th all day. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bad race for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, even with it being Winston Cup points, the 2 guys who were the biggest threat, or 3 guys the biggest threat to him, all finished below him.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, and we'll move on from that. Looking at some of the other stuff, let's make sure we have the...
You got one more super chat from James here.
Bubba is trash. I'm going to time out for this.
You're not gonna get time.
I'll say this: as long as people aren't going overboard, don't put people in timeout for
don't be
doing
Bubba
it.
Did. Yeah, then
obviously.
Be fair.
If it's egregious, yes, but I don't want people who are giving just honest takes to be treated like garbage. Like that's not right. Even if you don't agree with it, mods don't do that. If you are, if not though, again, mods have been doing a great job.
Oh
today,
yeah.
So
you got the right mods on.
Let's see what else we got here. I'm just looking through Twitter just to make sure, because that's where all the all these people are putting their things. Ty Dillon, this was updated by Brock Beard 5 minutes ago. Ty Dillon was out with suspension issues.
No.
And then the 77, you said what had
There was a toe link that went in his radiator, so that's why there was a hole there.
Oh my gosh. That's Kirk Cousins' chain.
Hey, dude, he's a beast during 1 p.m. games.
It's Kirktober. He's actually I think they said he's of the last 5 years, he's the best quarterback in October.
And you guys are 5-1, man. How's it feel so far? I mean, it's just not playoffs yet, but it's pretty good.
It's a bubble about to burst.
No.
Speaking of things that can burst up a little bit, let's get those likes over 200 before we end this baby off. Suspend Larson. I love some of these are funny.
Suspend Larson. Okay. It's trolling.
The chat's become a dumpster.
Rams scored again.
You better be
finally, yeah. But should I even be happy about this win? I'm like, yeah, you are supposed to beat them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're supposed to be a team with third-string quarterback, and
Oh,
we won by a lot, but still. Spencer, I'm sorry, but we deserve to fall out of the lead, possibly on Eric because of this. Shady Studios, comment Joey Logano W for $5. I mean, yeah, Joey Logano wins a lot.
Yeah. I mean, now he has 30 career Cup Series wins.
And he doesn't have to worry about Shark Tank.
He doesn't have to worry about that.
Random internet user, this chat is like a dumpster in Australia.
Is it on fire? Is it dumpster on fire?
Oh, yeah, so someone put, what the F does Denny Hamlin have to do this? Well, I had the what the F does Kyle Petty have to do with this shirt on for my marathon. That was fun. Need for Speed 53 for $2. Did NBC even show what happened to Ty Dillon? No, he's not a playoff guy.
They don't care.
That's one of my biggest gripes.
Like, even when Justin Haley was leading, like, they basically just like,
they're like, these are the top 4 running playoff drivers. I'm like, I don't care about the playoff drivers. I care about my $15,000.
Show him some love, man.
Beast of Metal 1989. Thank you for the 2. Hashtag suspend everyone forever.
Hey. And shout out to Beast of Metal too. He's been a fan for years. I see him in the dumpster fire chats all the time and stuff. Yeah, awesome dude.
Let's see. Before we get out of here in any way, I just want to see if there's anything new.
Hold on, scroll up to that really quick. You'll see. These guys spelled our names very funny.
Jerrion and
Darion.
Oh, we got Jar Jar in the chat again.
Oh my goodness.
Misa thinks NASCAR won't suspend Wallace if they didn't suspend Gibbs for pit road. Then if they suspend Wallace, it's a racist. There we go. That's what it's gonna be. Even if that's a meme, that's what it's gonna be. There's nothing like waking up from a day-long nap to see. I not only missed the entire race, but also live attempted murder on the track.
Yeah, you missed something. You missed.
Eddie Soundhead's hilarious. By the way, if y'all don't watch the podcast Shrimp Hours, it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
RIP California for 2. Need Cody Ware in the 45 covering for Bubba. I would actually be curious.
That's intriguing. Yeah, let's find out.
I want to see that happen because I think Cody Ware and an SHR prepared Rick Ware Racing, which I know they said it wasn't, but let's be real, it was. He performed really good in the Clash, let's give it a shot.
If he does get suspended, more than likely John Hunter Nemechek will get the call up. Probably.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Maybe Childress will get so sick of Reddick, we'll send him over.
Oh yeah, you can have him, bro. You can have him.
Let's see. What? Hold on.
Whoa.
According to Lee Spencer, there's a chance for 40 points races plus 2 exhibitions in the future of NASCAR Cup Series racing. That is at least what it was from NASCAR Reddit, but it was
40 points races?
No, don't do that.
Whoa, dude.
Unless you're gonna double up days.
Dude, don't you want these teams to be like not as fatigued and stuff and we talk about, oversaturation and stuff. I feel like the schedule is basically sort of oversaturated as is.
It is.
Like,
I mean, it really is.
40 point, and this is not a troll too. Go on Reddit's Twitter and stuff, and it's from
it's from
legit
Lee
reporter.
Spencer.
Yeah, legit reporter.
Lee Spencer was the one who broke the news of Kurt Busch.
Yeah. That's
I feel like that's a troll, though.
It feels like a troll tweet, but then it's from a reporter, though.
I agree with Spencer. 33 to 36 is enough.
I say personally cut it down to 32.
I mean, we'd be going back into November there, like Shay says.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Dude, we would be going deep into November.
Yeah, 40 is too much. Well, I mean, the fact that you would have no off time.
Yeah, and then
these teams would have no off time.
Dude, all the time, all the complaints we hear in the industry is like, "Oh, the season's too long. The season's too long. The season's too long." Like,
yeah, it's at the 44-minute mark of her podcast.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to take somebody else's work like that.
So 42 races total. 42 races total. Oh.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I think it's just throwing shit at the wall.
Please don't. Yeah.
But you know what? That's going to be interesting on Wednesday night on your channel for the 8 p.m. NASCAR Weekly Podcast, where we will go the full distance on our stream, and unlike NASCAR's Xfinity stream. And knowing how crazy that whole 40 races possibly could be. You know what I think that means?
What?
I think that's an interesting place that we can end off.
Yes. Oh, one final thing too, of course, in honor of Joey Logano's win. You know, this is tradition now. Joey, 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 I love you. Ah!
That was too much.
Yeah.